Hello, welcome. Welcome. Bishafo, welcome. All right. Welcome. All right. Good evening, Sammy. Good evening. Yes, Razak, good evening. What's say? Whoa, Akwaba. Pacho, one share microphone say, yeah, how to train your employees or your workers. How to train your employees or your workers, your employees. So share it so that some people can know that we are here. Kwaba, it's Saturday. All right. Welcome. Thank you very much. Thank you. Whoa. Thank you very much. Edward, thank you. Kumsen, thank you. Uh, who again? So share so that others will know that we are here. Thank you very much. La. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. We have books here. Streamline. This is a perspective, how to develop the mindset to start and build your business. You'll be your Kindle, Amazon. People Ghana so you'll be offer you bet your baby on our koto. When the most need MV shop. It's a good book. We have resilience. People who easily give up. You don't have to give up quickly like that. You have to keep fighting until you succeed. It's a resilience. It's a good book. Which again, we have unlimited opportunities. We have Streamline. This year is about financial education. And you have the other one, African Advantage, as well. So thank you for taking your time to be here. Thank you so much. And on Saturday, and then I watch it, and non yes, seminar. Ubetimia, Bomodian, financial intelligence. Intelligence. Ultimately, was they had the intelligence and they were able to catch the thief, which means without the intelligence, you can't catch the one who's stealing from you. You can't stop those who want to harm you, who want to destroy you. Without intelligence, you go unprotected. You don't know what to do. So with intelligence, there's a lot that you can do. So today we want to talk about how to train our workers, how to train the people you work with. Whether maybe you are the only employee in the business, how to train you, or maybe you have 2, 3, 400 people, 1,000, whichever number of people that you have working with you. The way I am normal, young Crawford says, yeah, normal, a different kakra. And so I think that one of the main problems that people who open businesses have is how our people work. The way I am Crawford, yeah, Juma. Uti bebre, my baby, Juma bebre, what to one September. Hey, and Crawford, Omunya Juma, ye, Omoba Juma, Omudia Juma, the agro, Omoncano cre. Onye sure cry say ochina obeba na so ma. Those are the things that we keep hearing, especially for the Ghanaian worker. And I don't think so much unique with us. I think all human beings everywhere, if they are not trained, they will behave in a particular way. You know, if they are not trained consistently, if they are constantly not trained, they will behave differently. You know, so when people are complaining, it's legitimate. It's legitimate. But the other thing that they take out is all human beings are trained, conditioned, prepared. You know, you can't demand what you have not trained people of. You know, all of us we reflect our training. Training I want to juma. You know, so if you have not trained us, then you can expect so much from us. But many times, natural, you know, as natural as human beings are, audience or funny panel juma. Nti no ano no nto ba na so odi agora o se nkrofo yi de omo nima adwuma ye kora omo ye kwadwofo uh yes, she can come. 15-year girl. Yes, she can come. Yes, I'm sure she's in SSS or she's, you know, or completed JSS. Yes, they can come. So long as they can talk and hear what we are going to say, they can come. You know, so how to train your workers is key. The success of your business or the failure, the frustration, I will be common. Many times they will depend on one of the key areas is how the people that you employ or the people that work with you, how they behave, how they work. If you have good training manual, if you have a good culture that you have built, you'll be able to build business in spite of all the difficulties, the frustrations, and still have some, some level of success with less stress. But if you don't train the people, you fail, or you give up, or you will say all kind of things. So now, training is required. Training before you can get a productive workforce, you must train them. And your regiment in training, they are directly linked to the level of productivity, how the people work. And so if you don't train, then you cannot give us any trouble and tell us all the things that you want to tell us about the Ghanaian worker. So how do you pick them is key. The way you pick the people. I mean, the kind of business that you have, whether you are picking people who have higher education or not so much higher education. Is it up to SS level? Is it up to JSS level? Is it up to the university level? What kind of people do you work with? For instance, if you have a mechanic shop, it's likely that most of the people who will come that will be your apprentice or your workers will be people with up to maybe JHS or SHS level. If you're a seamstress, many times the people that come under you, the apprentice or the workers, SHS or JSS level, many times you will not see the university people there. If you have a shop, many of them, not everyone, but many of them will be up to SSS level. So you have to know the kind of people that you want to pick and the kind of training that you have to give to them, the difficulties. You should be able to predict the category, the level of education, the category of people that you're picking, and the problems that you're going to solve. If you don't understand the normal problems that this level of people are going to, bring, then you will not be able to train them to get them to the level where they can work to your expectation. So you have to profile. What kind of people do you employ? What is the age limit? Are you employing up to 20 years or maybe 30 years, 40 years? What kind of people? Or employ more free SSR will be on the school. Are they the ones that you're targeting? Or do our school are 20 or by and also you have to know the people you're employing. If you don't get that mix right, especially if you are present and you are managing, or you are employing for managerial position. If you're employing for managerial position, what is the level of education? What is the so-called work experience? Where have they worked? What is the age? And sometimes even what is the gender? Are you focusing? Because let's say you are building a construction company. They are carrying mortar and blocks. Many times you will not get a lot of women there. You're going to be young men. So how do you develop a training manual for a young man who is around 20 years, who has JHS education, how do you train them? Or SHS education, how do you train them? So it depends on the work and and what you have to know. If you're not able to get this one right, you are going to pick people who may not be fit for the position, for the work, for the job that you have. You should be able to profile that this based on my experiences, this kind of work, this kind of business, if I get maybe 80% of the people with this kind of background, it's likely that I can then train them. I can then train them to get. Listen, it's very when people come with something, but they should come with something that is trainable. There are people that you are just trying to train them to fit something that they are not designed to fit. But if you're right with your choices, with how you pick them, you'll be able to get a higher percentage of them who can be trained and work with you for some time. So many times people say that, the workers turnover. It means that how many people stop the work and how quickly do they stop the work? I don't really worry about those kind of things. But one day that's when you get another person, I don't really bother myself. But then you must get the pick right. You should be able to pick them rightly. You should be able to pick them rightly. And you have done the work for a while, you should be able to know this kind of people are able to work to their expectation. Because then when you get the right pick, then you can then train them. No matter the training models that you design, no matter the things that you want to teach them, if they are wrong fit, you will struggle. So it was so be only carry you for a juma, also the carry you for problem here. When no delay with it is a training at send was training. So be walk over and for a bro for no crowd monte. And I was sorry now train no man away brofo. So while you say you money a former into training no crowd the mom on cry brofo your monte. Also sorry I will brofo sa Tiasabia beka be monte. And many times business owners they don't even have any training. Oba ya was a choir or man no about no man study and wash over paper hat you say in a hand trade away. And one training into a tea and what did in a tema no coffee. So but this one has to be intentional. You pick the person, maybe they break CV or something, or somebody introduced them, and you formally say that, okay, you are going to work with me. These are the things that you have to go through. And then you teach them about some of the things that you want to talk about. You teach them. And every now and then, maybe you have to design, say every month I'm going to talk to my, we have a training for the workers, or every 2 weeks, or maybe every 3 months, or maybe even once a year. But people tend to forget. So you as a business leader must have topics that you treat with your team. Don't just say that the Ghanaian worker is not good. Many times when business people are saying the Ghanaian worker is not good, and those who even train, find some consultant, expert, wow, we business, no any baby pain points in the world. One training will be sorry, now the amount will be you have to source them to somebody because you're too busy. The collapse of the business is on these guys. If they don't work well, your business is going to struggle. So make sure that you get the right pick. Make sure that you're able to have some mix, and depending on the kind of work that you have. I think that if the work is that simple, not so much complicated, pick up to SS level, majority of them. If it's a managerial position, you can still train some of them to become leaders, to become managers. If you pick the higher education people, you must have a different training because they come with a lot of English, but the work itself, I will give manager to somebody who delivers, delivers. They are committed to the work. You train them, you equip them, little managerial skills, and they'll be able to work to perfection. But one year now they are doing also and one year interview, no coffee for be so high school, church, no money be no their back. Into no audience are called which my audition is once and was started as a team na bra. Go for what bread no muna no bad no because muna tembia kwa no samba wachi. And I'm saying it's difficult for you to train our people, very, very difficult because normal omode ba no also. And nobody never catch you. Ujira ho nyina ope visa to kwai. Don't forget that. Nti odo buy no nyewa dwuma nti no buy. Do no no the visa to say obedwane. Nti the bush for kure to no for say we da be na bitu kwai. Ghana Ghanaian work na unya no when you ho. Sometimes obu okra obe 1 year still not being present. Nti ojaya me money how. Another one is ope ko school the next minute. Nti onya sika kakra bia obu okra we interview na was denti na obe to school no so. Sika na any honti anti. Me sika me sa akoye nursing. So nti okwa akoye nursing. Nti enya adwuma ni to buy so obe pay sika kakra do da akoye nursing. Ope ban adwuma aye. Don't forget that. Buy adwuma no ope nya wo adwuma no ope. Wo adwuma de na busa for kra dem say adwuma no nye. The other thing is onim say nyame ne man ni nchira onim say adwuma no betima boa no onim say nyame ne bema na nyame nchira ne bema na nya bibi nti no oba no nya adwuma no onim say adwuma na wo ye no mfa hwe mre no. You have to tune that. Onim say adwuma na wo ye no mfa hwe mre no. So you have to tell them that your work is going to progress if your life is going to go forward if you're able to handle the work. Sometimes I ask them, the whole year, how many people now apart from salary now? Many times nobody gives many people money except the work that they do, which means that your finances is going to change. Your financial life is going to improve if you take your work seriously. Now, as simple as this premise is, many of our people who work don't understand this. One thing I said, don't take anything for granted. Wenima enyefe also catch them. The onim kurano still, you have to have training for everybody who joins you. At least the training. These are the things that they must know, no matter their level of education, no matter where they have worked. Because there's no guarantee that because they have worked somewhere, they know it. No. You don't, even if they work somewhere, that is somebody's company. This one is your company. You have to have models to say that these are the things that you have to know in this business. And these are the things, these are the expectations. And so why they are going to work based on the training you give them and the culture that your business has built. What you allow, what you don't allow, what you encourage, what you don't encourage. So it is key. Now, normally, the baby a year ba wedding ba naming some ceremony ba so party womb. Nti sebe enye ya na treasure nim sa no do no this kakura or my obit masako no krom or ofin the krom the bank cry a different what in cry so ya won cry so also so different also and we ya juma na nyina na bit maka ha but we ya juma na sa no nyina also pay attention. About also pay attention. Teach them how to organize themselves and how to keep normal hygiene, especially those around just about 20 years. Teach them how they have to smell good, they have to be clean, they have to keep their hair, how they have to take care of their skin. Those things you need to tell them, especially. Me old banners why you should be a problem, mommy. Move on, no crowd also grab is our problem. So baby, why you down on number chiri? So why you number chiri? I grow on this one. Or ya branch or bad na boy you a job boy we say oh hold your person what they chiri. So ya Arab neo. I know you're trouble. In the other be I want it. What did home? Maybe me say me fa guy be. Anyway. Or no also no catch them say what skakro be fa ka kra woni. Ntimi man is kana me man is kaka. Onoro baru wafa uba. I say na just no asem na catch me no kore. So asem na catch me no. All right. So it's not Ghanaian companies that don't pay well. You think American companies pay well? Just sit down there. And it's not true. That's an excuse. Though if you think people have money because they travel somewhere, ask them. It's not true. Many of them are supported because of loan. If you had a loan system in Ghana, the person you are paying 700 or 1,000 could easily own a house and could easily get somewhere. If it's not a house on credit, maybe a car. So if they take those things from them somewhere, they also like us. We can do something about what we pay, but it's strictly on currency. It's not that the Ghanaians don't pay well like that. How much is your rent? Many people who receive this, they pay rent 100 Ghana, single room with shared toilet. You think single room in England is how much? Ask those who live there. Single room with shared toilet and share everything. Ask those who live there. If it's 100 Ghana a month, it's like comparing and putting a lot of ourselves down all the time. answer. So do your analysis well, because that is a primary excuse that people give. People want to travel because they want to travel. Okay. They want to travel. I won't buy that. You can do something, you can do better, but I know people who are paid 10,000, 20,000 who still want to travel. So that is not the argument. I will not buy it. Okay. Somebody says it's 3 to 700 pounds. Okay, so that is not 106 single room with shared toilet. So you have to teach them how to handle themselves well. They have to handle themselves well, clean, be neat. A lot of our people are very nice people. Don't take it from us. We are very good people at heart. We are very good people at heart. Most of our workers will not go to work and try to poison the owner or kill or extort. They may take something, but genuinely, many of our people are just good at heart. They only work with what they know. That is the premise. They only work with what they know. Some of our workers, even business owners, can be shouting at them and they will not say anything. You can see it in most workplaces. People open shops, people who work with seamstresses, hairdressers, carpenters, the way they will shout at the people they work with. And the people, many of them will not say anything. Sometimes some of them even make them kneel down, which is, for me, is wrong, is abusive. But some of them, many of them will just put up with this kind of treatment. So our people genuinely are good people. The lapses is because many times we are not aware. So I will take it from that position that people are bad. I will say that many things we have to be taught, we have to be exposed, we have to be trained, we have to be, uh, taken through a lot of things. So uh, that is one thing that you have to know. Teach them, and you have to teach them how to come to work on time, and take the work seriously. And or bantem, if I say you money be 8 o'clock, also catch us at least we drew about 5 minutes before a year. Boy, Juman, and the chair say we are serious. The other thing is, and yes, I'm upon the other, the American house is our normal way, Juman or my Juman in here, because a Juman cost or in a cost. Say Juman go up, or Quacotrafia, Mrs. Quacotrafia. Maybe a Juman dear, but a Juman on Yaman Quamedia. Because the whole year, if you put your salary together, and we check what goes to the owner and what comes to everybody that they have paid, it's just about the same. But when there's trouble, you will not be the one who they will hold accountable. I will be the one that they will hold accountable. So basically, even though you work as an employee in the business, you are technically part and owner of the business as well. So that kind of thinking should be made known to them. Into brejumantem, my human in here. Then you have to help them to work together. Adwuma na yɛyɛ no ɛnyɛ akansie ɛnyɛ sikan yɛn nyinaa no woba adwuma no asɛ biribi ketewa bia na obi kɔ ɛna me so wankasa me ho yɛ ntimi me koraa no nti ade ne hia na wɔ sɛ ɔka kyerɛ sɛ bɛyɛ adwuma no bɛkɔ so no na break communication no so kyerɛ no sɛ adwuma hu adeɛ woba no sɛ obi didi watam koraa no fa to baabi na mo nyina mo nka mo na monyɛ adwuma wagye wo boyfriend a ɛnyɛ hwee ɛne ne nka mo because adwuma no sɛ if woba na ma ɔko a information inflow a ebe affect bibi a mo ye wadwuma mu some mo sit down some mo turn normal bibi a mo ye bia na o se nka bom ye de eba eni so ye wadamfo but oba adwuma mu ko ade a also say you are nice and you've got to be intentional about it. People are oversensitive. People are very much, watimi wakame wankasa me huye. Ghana weka no no kasa no wo kra wo adwuma no ye ode no kasa no wankasa no ye otimi gya adwuma dan kra wo me bi. So, ufa taxi out there, the ego is high. We are oversensitivity. We are able to say, "What you have baby, I can't film the cover for." Yeah, no. So, Casano, one Casano here. Now, just say, "Mini been out." What they are sometimes what take them now, pack baby, na security no. No, can't say, "Would they should you any crazy?" Or be attack you, say, because or being a woman. Or your security in Tina Umuno. When him say, "You man, or any here." Now, no, yes, all dreams open tia, but that is the orientation. So you have to help him to say that we work as a team, and what you're doing is important. What you're doing is as important as anybody else in the business. It's important. What you wrote, the role that you're playing, is as critical to the survival of the business as any other person. So you have to hammer these things constantly. You have to hammer these things constantly. You have to, and they have to learn to speak well of the company that they work with. Ubisa nipa na adwuma we dia ye boss dia ontiti ekura ye ekura o akatua no kura anye oba so a no de adwuma no de pema o ma adwuma mu ha you have to train them so that they know how to speak. Because sometimes if you like tomorrow, try it. Go to any company, go to the people they cook food, and just talk to them. Talk to them and just try to say some of these things. They will tell you, few will say anything good about the business that they work with. Many times they will say a lot of wrong things, not because they just want to say them. And every company has wrong things. But you need to tell the people, focus on the good things many times. And when somebody comes here to question a lot of things, say good things. The things that you're happy with the business, say them. Not everything that you say them to a stranger. Obi twam keke no wato ade ne wona odi nkomo. Adwuma no mu nsem ayenye nyina wo pese o ka kire nipa. Oh, tibia ma how do tibia. No, they need to be trained that, listen, once you have worked here for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and every little thing you want to say evil thing about the business, that will not make the business progress, because it means that and many times all of them. You go to the police people and ask them if the government is treating them well, you will hear a lot of things. Anywhere that workers are, call Melcom, go be some, call ShopRite, call MTN, and somehow better know. Wow, you're about Boninqua, the growth for the business of Moka. And I get to any of your crowd, what they call the Condola crowd, and I say. I think many times is the training. We need to give our people tools. Training is a tool so that they can at least counter some of these things if people ask them. Because ordinarily, when people ask you anything, you would want to pour your frustrations, your stress, your disappointment, your pains to people. But if you're trained, you will not just let everything loose like that. You would want to contain some things. Not everything. You see, I know Obi bisa mo na just said normal kuna ye nyina no na ko stranger won share that. So person can be bia na worry am buy my breast how kra no cause me worry my breast bia da bi. And you be ade kasa ansem no kire no. I feel we share ni paro ne hwe. So person secret nyina normal frustration nyina person can. Yes, you are not trained. You have to hold some things at least. We are not saying that it's not painful, it's not difficult. We are not saying that you're not disappointed. But when you are trained, you know at what level you have to give which kind of information to who. And there's a customer bar. There was what there. In your honor now, cocky and sema in chile will be on over to the accord baby. No, I jumana what time film you know film and some. Honor and some chrono and crofo born in no my oho on our cosen. We are say Juman Woguno. I just a more you me in training. To a channel called Juma and or so cancer if I were Jumano. That is something that you as a business owner you must teach. We need to learn to be grateful for the work that we have. Teach them. Because out of that heart, they will be able to work together and be proud of the work that they have and have proper outlook of life in general. If they are so much negative and wrong, then that is an error. Because many times you see the culture. The productivity from the business is coming from the culture. So if the culture is poisoned, then every other thing will be affected. That's why the customer service is weak. That's why the sales are down, because the people are very much negative and they've not been taught to be grateful and thankful for the work. Once in a while, you get somebody who is exceptional because he came with something. But as a culture, you have to be consistent in training them to be positive, to be optimistic, to be, to say good things. And it does not mean that when you are doing evil, it means that you as a business owner must also make it deliberate. It must also be intentional to build a culture and live up to expectation, go the extra mile, make them feel like they are respected and they encouraged, they are welcome, and they are appreciated in their work. You're working with human beings, not robots, especially if they are Ghanaians. They want to be thanked, they want to be respected, they want to be praised. Ghana they would in any trip from a I'm telling you, or no one yabaso. So and also you have to treat them with so much humanity. So much humanity. And you have to also teach them to be grateful and thankful for the work. Even if they are going to work there for one day, they should come with, because when you're sure, when you're sure, but to do an over go into no big to be cross on about say no mabi. Yeah, say you man never been here and I say only and you come from the baby no when him say you man when you know when you say one source of income a bit my boy. When him so to was a bosom no and as I feel where judgment why my better. When him say just in the life no so you need to teach them this, learn to teach them how to talk well of the business, how to be grateful for the work, and how to speak well of the place that they work. If you don't speak well of the place that you work, it says a lot about you. You have been there for 100 years, you have been there for 10 years, and every day you say you are going, you're not happy with this work. It's a natural thing. Who interview Ganya work a beer baby, baby one pay. The upper watching out carbon tea out the Abisa. Baby will be our pay. Very few, and they're grateful for the work that they have. So you have to, be consistent and be intentional and teach them, because I think that much of productivity, much of the results, much of the growth will come from this position. If you're able to build a business where the people are very much thankful, grateful, and optimistic and happy to come to work, feel like they are making contribution, then you have a good business culture, and much of the results will come from there. The other one is you have to help them to reduce superstition. Bibia na we de obi na ato aduo na obi na pese o ye dre na obi na yenkwaje anointing yenkwaje yesu moja gugu bottom on the sana made ba and enyo mo nko mo adwuma nko na nkofo bi susu ayo mo so mo no prophet no mo nam no mo hye nkofo nko. So we have a lot that the workers have a lot that they deal with when they close and they are going home, even on the street that they are moving. Hey raba bra nyame aka se be meka bibi nche me hwe ho mo so amofie no obi anware nti I said mami sika be 500 nam fa nkopa mo mpa ma na menyi mfiri so. That is the reality. They are dealing with this. Okay? They are dealing with the superstition is very high. So when they come to work, you have to help them to think through, think properly. Say Bibia to be an one fan to form kakra, one fishing. And yes, Bibia na way na see na way na to me do na own. So I man no man doors into a bed, you mamma. Yes, Adisha, but that's true. Yes, a nurse told me she needed work. Yes, I offered her bread job, and she said that was not. Yes, it's because she's not taught. When him say, "Ejuma now the man now nurse now sebe or no and yet and so superstition is something that they come up with. That's the culture that we have. We are full of superstition, and so they affect our lifestyle. Even a doctor for superstition is very high. There is difference between who practice or religion and would they soon some local remedium. Into obey you man was what body can buy and I don't know to buy you more pound per you have to expunge those things from their mind. You have to help them that this is work. We have structures here, we have systems here. Men fast as someone my baby. With the Okofia bit my how no man. We are here, you found hospital. You go to him and you're going to be there. Person one hospital at least she be so ko fa do bia no munim di how en kan kire say na me ma me de me kwa ha ko bom pa ye ma me o ba bi ma me fa be ko fi adwe no me sound so the sound no money na was so bo mo because we need sound no we o ba adwuma mu a critical decisions are also taken what the sunsun na take because say me be almost say say na nkro na mo no te ho na mo ye o corrections we adwuma mu no more prophet be afraid say adwuma no ahwe be you medina nsen because obi be bibi mo so mo to ansam hunu na modie mo to ne ba ko ana matwere pokro no na nipa no hu aso be pam but they were so much they will call some prophet or some magician somewhere to so that is what they come with. And I think that when they come with a lot of these things, their mind, they are not straight in their thoughts, and which means that all the decisions that they are making, many of the decisions that they are making at the workplace, they are not informed. And if they are not informed, you are going to struggle. Can you imagine a project manager on your site who's looking for somebody to project when something is going to crash? Instead of them to use the normal approach that we used to build, he is looking for some magic. And so you help them. I really send them through a lot of those trainings, so that when they come here, you have to think straight. You have to think sound. You have to think straight. If your workers are not sound and they are following magic and magicians and prophets and malams before their life will go forward, your business will struggle. So you handle superstition. They can go to church, no problem, but help them to think straight. The other day, somebody had gone for some bank or somewhere, some red strip that she had put on her hand because it's for protection. I say your wisdom is your protection. If you're foolish, you will die. This string that they have put on your head, they don't mean anything, because I don't have anything on my head. You just make critical decisions. If you're crossing the road, look left and right, look again. If you're eating, check well again. If somebody calls you for anything, verify. Those things will protect you. Wisdom is for protection, not strength. But our people, that is the normal. And I don't blame them, because everywhere around them, they are being pumped with this. So when they come to work, they don't come with their mind. They come with their beliefs, with their religious beliefs, That is, so you help them that here, you also use wording at the edge. But remember, use wording. No problem. I won't pay the year. Tony at the actually. No more chrono. We are morning devotion. We are canocre. Some part no. So canocre now do again. And yes, obey a morning devotion. We are what is Cadimico. That is a one month pie. So you have to help them, because they will pray and still take something. Because for them, it's a whole different. So you help them to think differently. And that side, you help them to think differently. But that is very, very much key. We have to help your people to think properly. And that is critical thinking. So you teach them critical thinking. You teach your workers critical thinking. You teach them how things are structured. You teach them to understand the word from a system position. So it's a lot of things they can ask critical questions and break things down. So when there's a problem, they can trace it. And that's why you have to constantly tell them. This one you have to constantly tell them. Don't overlook it. And when you employ any first person, anybody that you employ, they are coming with a lot of these errors. So it's in full gear in the culture. I can tell you, you have to train them. That's why many of our businesses collapse. And even the business people themselves, many of our business shops owners, and the business is just a religious entity. They make them go to fasting at the business place, pray, and all those constantly, instead of them teaching them the basic principles of organization, of management, so that the business can do well. They don't teach them anything. It's just superstition. Somebody is witch, somebody is a wizard, somebody is anointing oil, anointing water, prayer. So the business owner himself is surrounded by prophets and malams. So it's difficult for them to do well. It's a business. So if you yourself, you have this difficulty, your business is going to struggle. Because everything, you are not responsible. And I say that anybody that you employ, they come with this. Whether they have finished university or they have not gone anywhere, they are coming with a lot of superstition. They are looking for anointing water, anointing oil, banners, stickers. That is our culture. So they come with that. And the more they come with that, the more you forget that you are responsible for the structures that run the business. So if you don't train them to reduce it, I don't think that you can take them out. But I think that you have to help them to have different outlook of life, so that they can think. So that they can think, and so that they can follow the processes. One of the reasons we find it difficult to follow protocols and processes is because we cannot think in terms of processes and protocols. We think in terms of religion and superstition. So that is one element that we have to send them through. Train them. They will say that my boss is the one paying, my boss is the Umpire, Miss Umpire, but we are not Bokron, I'm a Umpire, have you? No. The prayer must be seen in your character. So if you say that you are a Christian, no problem. But we don't want to hear it from your mouth. We want to see it in your actions. In your actions. And those who are working and reading Bible, sack them. You didn't come here to read Bible. You came here to work. Read the Bible at home. Use it to change your life. Let's see it. Let your life be the Bible that people read. So you help them to think like that. You help them to think rightly. Because if you don't do well, many times it's not the devil. It's a lot of these things that you didn't put in place. And many businesses struggle because of the way the workers work. And they work that because of the training that you have given them, how you pick them. So your training protocols are very much important. And I can guarantee you may not see change in one day, but if you put these structures in place and you continue to train, you will see significant improvement. You will see serious improvement. So it's like that when other people come in and they misbehave, you see that they are not comfortable, they will not stay, they will go out. They will stop the work because they see that the culture is buoyant, the culture, the system is robust. So when they fall, when they come and they want to misbehave, and many times when you pick any new person, I can predict the behavior of almost every new person that you pick because it's in the culture. About the human being, about reaching on all the because when this will be only back 10 times, still holding. So was not going to buy any hopium. So you need to teach them not to steal. Teach them how to organize their money as well. How much are they using for transport? How much are they using for food? How much are they saving? You should pay attention. So if the person is staying very far and is spending a lot on transport, even if the person is honest, they will not be happy because then they will not save anything. So help them. So if you are very close to this place, then put them where their transport is okay. And look at where they sleep. Some of them, if you can help them to get decent places to sleep, it's part of the work that you have to do. Some of them, you have to help them with rent, go ahead and help them with rent. But those should not replace how they respond to how you treat them. They can respond anyhow. Those that you treat well, some of them can still, but those should not stop you from having a structure that you see that somebody is very good, or they want to work, but they don't have it in the same place, or they live very far. Can you bring them close to the work? It helps, and they read you. One of the things that they see is your humanity, your heart, your gentleness, your acceptance, your cooperation, your respect for them. It works more than any other. And they should also know that you are not walkover. You can be sweet, but they don't have to cross these marks. If they cross, you have to be a leader. You have to tell them that this one is wrong. These are the things that if you do them well, you will build a team who will work with their heart. And whether you are present or you're absent, they will work and you'll be glad, you'll be happy. So teach them about money so that they'll be able to handle their finances well. Many of them, the only thing they know about money is they get money, they buy MTN mobile, MTN credit, they eat food, they dress, that's all. They don't know that they have to keep money. And they can also start to do something with the money that they save somewhere. So that they don't just only live on the salary. So these are things that we teach them, especially those who stay more than 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years with you. You help them to see the world differently. If there is any other thing that you can do extra for those who are very good, you do it for them. Those who are very good with you, you help them to get lessen their burdens as well. And teach them a lot of the things about the business. How to be good salespeople, great customer service. If you are producing the technical things, you have to help them to teach them. You always and must have structure where somebody else is always understanding the next one. In this Obijaya, the system is still strong. So Obijaya, it doesn't shake anything. Obijaya, it doesn't shake anything. So my name is OBENG DARKO. Today we are talking about how to train the workers, and I'm saying that it's not just the technical things that you train them. You train them on almost a lot of other things, and no assumption, no excuse. You have to help them to think. And I personally don't think that if you want any worker to work with their heart, it's not. You have to have structures for them, and you have to also help them to at least study, learn, have access to better knowledge so that they can improve. Not because everything that you teach them, if it's only just about the work, they also have life that they live. They have life that they live. So we help them how to live life as well. They are not robots. They are not animals. They are human beings. They have families. Some of them would want to marry, have children, have decent house, decent place to live, build family. This is how you teach them. You teach them the things that you also know. It is very important important that you do that. It is very important that you do that. Don't just say that, oh, they work with me, it is their private life. It's not their private life. If they are sick and you have to, your workers should be able to have problems and tell you. They have difficulties at home, they have health issues, they have family issues, they should be able to tell you. They struggle with something. Sometimes even how they choose their boyfriends and their girlfriends, you bring them out and you discuss them. You may say something that will save them, help them to make right decisions and choices. It is very, 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 very key. Very, very much important that it's holistic. It is holistic. It is holistic. Don't just act as if the same people that you see today, of them will just work with you for 2 years, 3 years. They will move somewhere. They will go through. 10 years down the line, would they be happy to walk back to you and greet you? Or they will bypass you? Those are the things that you think. They will come in as security today. Tomorrow they could be the president. And they should be happy to see you and embrace you. Run somewhere and come and embrace you and greet you because you are good to them. I think that is it. So the business we have is a platform that you can also use to help people to see life. So you train beyond just using them to make money. You train beyond just them working for you. You train them to have proper understanding of life. As well. So my name is OBENG DARKO. Today we are talking about how to train your workers. And because most people talk so much, and I can't afford it, and I can't afford it, you also training will be here training. Because you are not a leader. Once you open a business, you employ people, you have to become a leader. And leaders must know that life is precious. And people should be inspired to follow you, not be forced. They should be inspired to follow you. They should be inspired to follow you, not by force, not by insult. People, if you want to get the attention of people, pay attention to what is important to them, and they will listen to you. Everybody on what is important to you. If you pay attention to what is important to somebody, they will pay attention to you. You don't understand them. You yourself, you don't even understand what you're doing. So you just think that, there was a big to be an person who no person punish you. No, you don't need that. If the person is no good, take them out. Bring somebody that when you say something, they will listen and work with you. You should not be frustrated all the time working with people and fighting them. No, it means that something is not right. It should be smooth. It should be seamless. Once in a while, there will be a hiccup. But many times when you're working with people, it should not be a struggle. If it's so much struggle, it means it's a wrong fit. It is a wrong fit. You didn't pick rightly, you didn't train them well. If your worker does not respect you, have no regards for you, you have to have a plan to take them out. You cannot employ and pay somebody who wants to talk to you anyhow. He doesn't belong there. He belongs to another company, not you. It means you're not able to lead them well. And it's okay if they don't want to work with you. But so long as they accept to work with you, they must be on the same page with the rest of the team. And they must be happy to work together. It's dangerous to have a team who cannot agree to work together. And it's better that you see a team that is not able to agree to work together. One person will beat that team easily. But one person can never challenge or compete with a team that is on the same page, that agrees. So long as you become part of this team, the only reason is there's a common vision. We come together to do this. And once we have come together and we are doing this, then our success will be exponential. And just he's not part of the team. You have to take him out. That's cancerous. It's a cancerous cell. It will destroy the other ones that are healthy. So take that one out so that you can build the rest. Always. If somebody is so much aggressive and disrespectful, and when you say one, they are saying two, take that person out so that you can build a strong team, so they can train. You need that. Not because they have to do yes, madam. No. They are human beings, but listen, if I respect you, you must respect me. I show you respect, you want to be disrespectful. No, because respect as well is air, it's oxygen. to the relationship. So you work with me, no problem. But you need to know that this one you cannot cross. So it is key. Train them every day, every month. Train them, expose them to different things. And have some trust for them as well. Don't constantly be looking for something that they are doing wrongly. You are doubting everything that they do. You are trying to look beneath. If they are stealing, they are cheating. It is normal, but look at it. People will many times people will live up to the expectations that you give them. If they know that you have confidence in them, they would want to mark you, live up to that. If they know that everything that they do, you don't trust them, it drains them, especially those who are good. Who said when you need a nation, because Bimo was buying power. Who has a cabia de Bemanibia Omraneda? It's any part is one near shame. Why? Because they have values, they have standards. So my name is OBENG DARKO. Please share so that people who need this, because a lot of people who have opened businesses in our country have no clue how to manage a team, how to build their workers. So every day they are fighting and talking negatively and saying all kind of things. And the same Ghanaians can go somewhere and work as well. It is the training. It is the training. So you don't expect much from the people that you have not trained. People will live up to the expectation that you give them. You have to send them through a lot of protocols. You have to design it. Don't let any consultant somewhere come and design it for you. If you have 100 workers, 200 workers, 1,000 workers, you have to pay attention. Many times the protocol, those days, the training manuals they break, they are from England, America. I'm telling you. Look at the multinationals. When you go to their business areas, look at the disrespectfulness. Look at the quality of customer service they give us. And all these businesses have a lot of consultants that they train them because they are not able to get to the soul of our people. The training that they're giving to them is from some place that really our people don't understand. A lot of these multinationals, look at how they serve. You will know that they are not being trained. Well, the training that will bring the best in our people must not come from those areas because our difficulties, our challenges, our conception, our beliefs are different. So you must design something here that will bring the best out of them so that they can think. Because their difficulties are not our difficulties many times. So training is key. Do a one work rather you have to have. And I think one of the things that helped us is we started to do this right from day one. We measure on training. We measure on training. Sometimes we even give them topics to go and research and come and present them to us. We measure. So they developed in knowledge. They developed. And so and it's easy for you to have the people that you have developed work well. Because the people will perform according to the level of their development. They work in the business according to the level of their development. So if they are not developed themselves, if you are not driven, then you don't. So you need to lift them to a stage where they are so much happy to become better all the time. You need to do that, and I think once you get to that stage, you see that thing was starting. So you can join us. I share the link. You can join us, and if you have something to say, you can say then. My name is OBENG DARKO. What is the English for it? My name is OBENG DARKO. Yes, today we are talking about training your workers or employees, and you need to do this constantly. You need to do this constantly. If you're not doing it, the results you are getting in the business is directly linked to the kind of exposure that the workers have. For it, but could it be that you also have something that you are not paying attention to? There are some primary things that you may not be paying attention to. And maybe once you start to pay attention to these things, you will start to get the best out of that team. You will start to get the best out of that team. Because if your team is not strong, growth is a direct team effort. The business is not going to grow until there is a team. The business is going to struggle until you have a team. You cannot do everything alone. It's a lie. There is no great business that has one employee. By all means, there will be more than one person. So you can do everything by yourself. And So if you are going to grow with employees, it means that you must have a way to train them to be the best. And you have to know the background that they are coming from, the difficulties that they're coming from, the fears that they deal with. You have to understand. Now, if you mean you are being said, oh, they will know. And be an audio profile any time. Oh, to be a your boys here, but now your street is so no insurance and then I'm boy, you move for trotro, still a man about type and paying at the shoe no church and shoe no in chain crash. But the trotro no force on his own chase suit. We shall not comfort. We pass one hour couple of us. It is with my journey. It is once you start to bring the humanity, bring the respect, bring the let anybody who works with you, let them feel. So yeah, Jumana, and it's also